Hello guys, Jake here from the Adventures of Farmer Jack. First of all, thank you very much for joining us today for this little video. Today's video going to be about a little bridge on the Gamtoos River. If you guys have watched my previous video where I made a video about the Gamtoos Ferry Hotel and a little bit about the history of the Gamtoos Ferry and how it is today and where it came from, this is where I'm camping for this little adventure. And as I climb on my little boat, Farmer Jack, and I pointed towards the mouth of the Gamtoos River, the first thing that I see in the river is this little riveted bridge. And I thought it worth to stop there and investigate a little bit of the history of this bridge. Now, from the previous video, you guys will know that the Gamtoos Ferry Hotel came from a ferry that used to be hand-pulled over the river, between the 1850s and the 1890s, and it had its limitations. Its limitations were obviously currents, floods, and it's obviously a manually pulled ferry that used to run, and it obviously couldn't transport so many people over the river. So in the late 19th century, by about 1890, people were talking about investigating of putting a proper bridge over the Gamtoos River. Now, simply a bridge is just a structure that crosses an obstacle. And the Gamtoos River is not such a simple obstacle. It is a pretty large river, and it's got, because it's so close to the ocean, it obviously got heavy currents, and also it quite regularly used to go into a flood situation. So putting this bridge up obviously had its problems because of the river bed and how deep they need to go in to make sure that when they put a bridge structure on, that they actually try and hit the bedrock so that the bridge don't sag as the years go by. Now, this little bridge, which this little video is going to be about, was manufactured in the United Kingdom in 1893. It's before the time when people used to weld steel together. It comes from an era where everything was riveted together with massive hydraulic rivets. So it's a similar way in which the Titanic was built, for example. Now, the interesting thing about this little bridge is, and it should be considered, and we should deal with it with a little bit of respect, is that 20 years before the sinking of the Titanic, this bridge was on its way from the United Kingdom to South Africa. So it's a pretty old bridge. So the bridge is currently going more than 130 years old, going for 140 years. And I think for a little metal bridge that can weather the time this well, it's quite fascinating. I don't know if concrete bridges today, which is the way we manufacture our bridges today, if they will last 150 years, still to be seen. Now, this little bridge, which this video is going to be about, is a single lane bridge, because in the time that it was needed, there wasn't cars yet. So it would have been ox wagons going over this little bridge. So, and people used to probably walk over this little bridge, and years later cars used to drive over this little bridge. Eventually, obviously, it had limitations because it was the main feeder between the city of Port Elizabeth and the Cape province. So being a single lane bridge where you can only come from the one side or the other side, so one direction can be passed at a time, it was eventually replaced by a nice wide concrete bridge, which we call the N2 bridge today, which can take a lot of traffic. That was only done in the 1970s. So this little bridge was the only way after the ferry to get individual people over the Gamtoos River. And we're not talking now about train bridges. Train bridges can be pretty old. They came from pre-metal bridges, from wooden bridges, so they go quite a bit earlier. So yes, that's what this little video is going to be about. So have a look at it. I think it's quite a significant little bridge. So yes, here's a story about this little bridge. Thank you very much. Today we are on the serene waters of the Gamtoos River, here in the heart of the Eastern Cape of South Africa. We are taking a closer look at a piece of history that gracefully spans this beautiful waterway, the old Gamtoos Ferry Bridge. Let us explore the story behind this charming structure. As we glide underneath this bridge, you can't help to feel a sense of stepping back in time. This isn't just a crossing, it's a testament to the ingenuity and perseverance of a bygone era. Built towards the end of the 19th century, this bridge has witnessed the ebb and flow of life along the Gamtoos River for well over a century. Back then, before the bridge existed, crossing the Gamtoos River was a far more challenging affair. A ferry was the primary means of transport, often slow and dependent on the river's conditions. Imagine the impact this bridge had on the local community, connecting farmers, traders, families, and facilitating the movement of goods and people. The Gamtoos River itself is a lifeline, nurturing the fertile valley that it carves through. The bridge, in its own way, became an integral part of this landscape, a silent guardian of the river's flow. Its construction was a feat of engineering for its time. Look closely and you can still see the marks of those early craftsmen. Over the years, the bridge has weathered countless floods, storms, and the relentless passage of time. Its weathered appearance tells a story of resilience, a silent witness to the changing face of the Gamtoos Valley. While newer, more modern bridges have been built, this old ferry bridge retains its unique charm, a historical significance that cannot be replicated. It's a reminder of the simpler times when progress was measured in the strength of steel and the determination of the human spirit. Today, as we fish and explore these waters, the bridge stands as a picturesque landmark. It's a place to pause, reflect, and appreciate the beauty of the Gamtoos River. The gentle flow of the river, the rustling of the reeds, and the steadfast presence of this bridge create a sense of tranquility that is truly special. The old Gamtoos Ferry Bridge may be small, but its story is large. It's a story of connection, of progress, and the enduring spirit of the Eastern Cape. This bridge is a reminder of the rich tapestry of South African history. Thank you for joining me on Farmer Jack as we explore this gem of the Gamtoos River.